Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea, a channel about marriage to a woman from the Philippines. I've been married since 2015. I want to talk about finances today and read some thoughts from Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary. I think he's the one they call Mr. Wonderful. And then I will have my own thoughts about how my Filipino wife and I handle ours. Please subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea and leave a comment here today. This comes from finance.yahoo.com. And it starts out saying that, well, first I'll read you the title. He says, I don't care how in love you are, Kevin O'Leary, cautions couples they should never marry their finances. And let me know what you think about the best way to do this. Traditional relationships advice often suggests that once you tie the knot, you should also tie your finances together. But Shark Tank star Kevin O'Leary offers a different take. For him, no matter how head over heels you are, keeping your money separate is a must. In his view, while love might be priceless, financial independence is the bedrock of a solid relationship. What I tell everybody to do in a relationship, he says, is have your own account, your own credit card. Never merge your finances together. He says, I don't care how in love you are. You keep your account to yourself. But not everyone is on board with that advice. You might not be either. A recent study published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that couples who merge their finances may actually enjoy a stronger relationship over time. The challenge is finding a balance between building trust through shared accounts and maintaining personal credit independence. Because as O'Leary suggests, it's not just love on the line, but your financial future. Deciding whether to merge your finances after marriage is no simple choice, and what works for one couple might not work for another. Many couples opt for shared accounts, believing it simplifies access to money and makes splitting responsibilities like paying bills or grocery shopping more convenient. But O'Leary does have a point here. The article says, particularly when it comes to building credit, if one partner manages most of the financial obligations, the other may struggle to establish their own credit history. Shared accounts also means shared liability. If one partner racks up debt or forgets to pay the credit card bill, both credit scores can take a hit. And if your marriage ends, you may suddenly find yourself joining the ranks of the roughly 26 million adults in the U.S. who are classified as credit invisible. That doesn't sound good. And that being said, credit isn't everything. Keeping separate bank accounts can also make it easier to keep secrets in a relationship. That would not be good. According to recent data from Experian, a significant 27% of 18 to 35-year-old adults admit to lying to their partners about their financial situation. In fact, nearly 1 in 5 young adults say they don't trust their partner enough to open a joint account. But for couples who share their finances, as the research from the Journal of Consumer Research shows, it can actually create a greater sense of trust by being confident in how your partner handles their money and creating a shared sense of responsibility. Because if you think about it as protecting your shared financial future, you're much more likely to get there in one piece. So my thoughts on this before I close. My wife's from the Philippines, and I'm sure she didn't have a lot of money to manage while she was over there, although she did work. But often when a Filipina works, and I suppose it could go for a brother too, if they're the ones that are making the money, that might get spread around to other people in the family. So they might never learn to have financial responsibility. They might never learn to save. And when I married my wife, I knew right away when she got here to the United States and started working like she said she wanted to do and has, that we would have to find the best way to handle our finances. Now, I did immediately, even before she got here, open up a checking account for her. I went down to the bank where I have mine. I have multiple accounts because I kind of like the envelope theory. You put some money in this envelope for that, and that envelope for another need, and the other envelope for something else. And I just did that with checking accounts. I had multiple checking accounts and a savings account I have right now. And when I was working, automatically they would be taken out of my check and be distributed automatically into each of those accounts. So it wasn't hassle at all to save money for this or for that. For example, car was one, medical another, maybe vacation recreation was another. So I wanted her to kind of see how I did the finances, and I got her her own card. Now we both can use it, but I put her name on it there in the online form, and so she knows which one is hers. And although I could use it, I didn't. It was for her. I opened it up before she was here, so I could do that. And I suppose when she got here later, she probably put her name on that account. But she has that. She can put her money in there. And if she wants to spend it on something, she can take it out of there. If we are going to spend money on something, I would take it out of the one, for joint checking account and spend it on that. So she always knew she could be depositing her paycheck into her account, and it could keep building, and then she would, make her payments out of that. And then also, she likes the idea of, multiplying the accounts for different things, because you can have a lot of money in a checking account, and all of a sudden, here comes the car insurance, and here comes, a house payment, here comes something else, and all of a sudden you don't have as much money as you thought you did. So I'm glad she's learned how to view money for future use. If I had said, no, hon, let me handle the money, I've lived here all my life, yeah, the credit would have been an issue. And our financial advisor told us that right off the bat, that my wife needs to establish credit, so she needs to get a credit card. And I've done videos on this too. You should give your wife a credit card, and under most circumstances, so she can build credit. And she may have car payments if she's driving, and anything. She could, if you're flying somewhere, use that for flights, and that builds her credit, and her credit score is fine. It teaches responsibility, and also I can see wherever the money goes, what's coming in, what's going out, and she can see the same on mine because her name is on all my other accounts, so she can see it. And so we're pretty open for that, for number one. And number two, she does get to establish her own credit. Number three, she has her own checking account and her own credit card. And it took a while, I think, for her to really learn how to use that. You have to stress to your wife, and hopefully you're doing this too, when you have your card, you pay it off right away. You don't charge it for things that you can't pay off right away, because you'll pay off that little bitty amount and the rest of it will be interest. And if you just pay off the bottom, the lower amount, you'll never get it all paid off. So she's better with that now. It takes a while because you're in a new monetary system. If she's not had a credit card before, she really doesn't know how to use that. Probably wouldn't even know who to ask. So she has to ask you. I would recommend trusting your wife with a credit card. Now, I don't know. Maybe there are some circumstances you can tell me about where that would not be wise. But I can't right now think of any. If she and remember, if you die, she's going to have to know where the money is. She's going to have to know how to spend it, use it. She's just going to have to know how money is used in your country. So the more you can do, the better. I recommend splitting the accounts. Let her get a credit card and all that. Let me know what you think here on Love Beyond the Sea.